Okay, so people, I don't know what day this is. I think it's day 7. I think it's day 7. It may be day 8. But anyway, regardless, the novice. Yes, the novice. This is the feature debut from Lauren Hadaway. She wrote the film as well. You know what I mean? Um, It is produced by Zach Zucker, Stephen Sims, Carrie Holland, Ryan Hawkins, executive produced by Ryan Bartecki, Alex Engerman, Jeff Handel, Christopher Hines, Michael Tennant, Randy Toll, and Steve Toll, with Jeremy Campbell line producing. Alex Weston handles the music. Todd Martin is the cinematographer. It's edited by Hadaway and Nathan Nugent. Casting was from Nicole Hillard Ford and Matthew Lezau. Production design is Eva Kozlova. Set decoration is Dominic Arnold and Jessica Krupe. Costume design, Kate Adams and Alyssa Crust. Makeup and all that jazz is Rachelle Jack, Sujin Lee, Summer O'Grady, and Debbie Sweetis. So, yeah, our cast of talents, people. So, Isabelle Fuhrman is Alex Dall, and Amy Forsyth is Jamie Brill. There's a lot of rivalry going on there. Coach Pete is played by Jonathan Cherry, and Coach Edwards is Kate Drummond. We have Dylon as Danny, the TA. Erin is played by Charlotte Uben. Jansen is played by Sage Irvin. Chantel Bishop plays Highsmith. Jenny Ross plays Winona. Nikki Duval is Try Hard. Al Bernstein is Dean. Eve Canyo is Groundman. So yeah. Now the gist of the film is this. When she starts her first year at a prestigious college, all Alex wants to be is to be the best at everything she does. So when she joins the rowing team, what starts off as a way to blow off steam quickly spirals into obsession. Enthralled by the top varsity team, Alex pushes herself to grueling lengths, physically and mentally, to make their level. As her relationships with friends and her girlfriend fade into the background, all that matters is her unwavering dedication to rowing. So, yeah, it is a very interesting story, this, right? And I think when you look at the fact that it's Hadaway's feature debut, god damn, that's impressive, right? I really find that impressive. I think one of the things I really enjoyed about this is the use of the camera, right? Because we had these different elements to, I think it's like represent some of the mental states Alex finds herself in, right? And I'm talking about not psychologically, although we do get that, but you know, the fatigue, the stress, the focus. You know what I mean? Like it really. Oh man, this film does a great job of kind of bringing that to life, right? There's these moments when you have people trying to talk to Alex, and you can hear the voice like in the background, like, but then on top of that, right, we have this kind of beat, like a heartbeat, and you can, you know what I mean? Everything else is kind of faded, and the focus is really in on Alex. And it is, yeah, I think it's a great job because she's kind of listening, but she's in her head, right? So, you know what I mean? You get the, oh, yeah, 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 no, I agree. Yeah. Uh, obviously. Yeah, right, fine. Boom. But yeah, you know where the focus is, right? And that, yeah, very good. Handled very well. Right, and there's a lot of different things like that, you know, which really do bring that side of the story to life, you know? A lot of really just narrow focus on Alex when she's rowing on the rowing machine, you know what I mean, running, just things like that. Or you have these kind of split focus scenes that kind of fragment, right? Which does kind of help to demonstrate the spiral, right? Yeah, I thought that was done very well, you know. Um, Now it is interesting because at the beginning, Alex is very quiet. You know what I mean? Like, which you then kind of feel it's that representation of someone who's just mad studious and trying to fit in. But that doesn't really seem the case as the film goes on. It changes a lot, right? Which I think that's all fine because you know there are times when you're just starting something and you're quiet and because you know you're trying to assess the lay of the land, right? So that's all fine. I will say there are elements in the film that you don't necessarily see at the start. And obviously, listen, things progress, things grow, there's an evolution. You don't have to see everything straight away. But I will say there are things that we find out about Alex that you kind of feel that would always be there, right? Whether it is at the same extent, it will be there. Now, they do show certain things, but again, this is a bit later into the film, right? Where she's kind of pinching herself, that constant like pow, 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 pinch, 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 or like tapping, 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 tapping. You know what I mean? Which kind of it demonstrates the anxiety, the stress, the you know what I mean, the doubt, all of those sort of things, which is fine. But it's just those things don't necessarily just come on, right? That shit is always there. It is just the layers of it, right? Like sometimes it manifests slightly and then it builds and builds and builds and builds. So I think that was just one of the only kind of big things on the film that I was a bit like, I don't know, man. Right? Because also, yeah, like, you know what I mean? With your girlfriend, with your partners, there's certain things that you'd be like, oh, you can't hide that, right? Someone's gonna be like, hold on, what's that? Do you know what I mean? And they'll bring things up. So I think, yeah, there's certain bits of the film where you just kind of do think, wait, how could that be a thing? You know? And again, it could be there are ways of covering these things up, but we saw a few scenes which kind of make you go, I don't think shit's getting covered, right? Or I don't think things are getting done in a certain way where you could. Right now, if we'd seen in some of the earlier scenes, you'd be like, oh, no, I'm keeping this on, or I'm doing this. You'd be like, okay, that makes sense. But that's not the case. So, yeah, it makes you wonder about that. It does. And there are also some comments that Brill throws out that you go, huh, because that's not necessarily shown. Now, some of this may have been lost on the editing floor, which is fine. And as I said, look, this is the feature debut. So, you know, I mean, like, I think there's the little things that you can go, I mean, we can let that slide, right? Because all in all, the film, it still has that impact. You know, it still does, I think, do what it sets out to do. So, although there are a few little bits and bobs going on where you wonder about, wait, how could that be? Or would no one know? You know what I mean? When you weigh everything up, it doesn't matter necessarily, you know, because yeah, you still will enjoy the film, and the core messages of the film, I think, yeah, they're there, they come out. You know, we got some great acting here. I mean, Fuhrman does a really good fucking job with Alex, you know, and Forsyth as well as Brill, and good counterfoils for each other. You know, I think you can look at it and you can be like, you can understand both characters' motivations. You know, I think that's one of the big things. You can see where everyone is coming from with the things that get said and things that get done. And that's big. That's big. Not everyone can always pull that shit off. So, yeah, this is yeah, I enjoyed it, man. I enjoy it because it's rowing. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not something I necessarily care about, but I was all in watching the film. Man, I was just like, oh shit, where's this going? How's this gonna turn out? Which, hey, that's when you know a story has you. When they're covering something which you don't really care about, but you're caring about, you know? And the novice does that, man. The novice does that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, people, I would say. Now, listen, it's not showing any other days of the festival, but I do believe it is available on all of your favorite VODs. So I would say, people, it's worth the watch, man. It's definitely worth the watch. So yeah, go check out The Novice. You know, I think if you've enjoyed those sport films that really, you know, get in there, right? That show this crazy determination, this journey, and all of that. It's kind of cathartic. Cathartic? Urgh. I tried to throw in a big word and I fluffed it. God damn it. But no, hey, you know what I mean, people. But no, like, yeah, if you enjoy those sports films, right? The anxiety, just all of that kind of stuff. then I think the Novice will speak to you. You know what I mean? So yeah, go check it out, people. I don't think you're going to be disappointed.